Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Wednesday, July 6th, 2022. And we're getting on to 5:25 p.m. Central Time. Okay, a reversal day happening in the stock market. And it happened, it's so funny, after the FOMC minutes came out. They were as hawkish as I thought the market would be on the minutes. They were saying all the things that I expected. Why? It wasn't a hard guess. I mean, you talk about easy guesses. Remember, there was a toss-up where you're going to get a 50 basis point hike. And right at the end, the Fed went to 75 because they were seeing inflation grab hold. And that's what you see in the notes. Inflation grabbing hold, scared of entrenchment in it. That's what the Fed has been saying. And they're saying, hey, the job market's strong enough, they can afford to get a little bit weaker. That doesn't sound to me like a change of any type until we get to the July meeting, where I think you'll get another 50 to 75 point hike. I think it'll be 75. But the Fed's going to look at their own inflation readings. Now, in my full research report tonight, you heard what I just said, my full research report, I cover the index that the Fed uses specifically to measure their inflation. And while commodity prices have come down dramatically, I want to emphasize the word dramatically. You're no longer talking copper markets near $5. You're talking them at the 340s. They hit 327 today. You're not talking in the grains, big prices. You're not pushing $12 in wheat. You're pushing $8. In beans, you're not up to 16. You're up to 13. In the corn market, you're not at 7.5 or 8. You're pushing 5.85. But commodities make up only a small portion of overall inflation. What about rent? Soaring in many parts of the country. Nationally, national average is 5.4% increase, according to apartment listing. So apartment lists is actually what it's called. So I look at all that and I go, okay, I know a 40% increase is in the Miami area. So I pay attention. The Fed isn't going to back off, is my point. But when you come to markets, bounces happen in bear markets. And what we have here is a market that is fighting a battle, staying under the 18-week average, bearish bias. When we come to the daily bar chart, you can see how the market's just sort of caught. I pointed out yesterday you're caught between this low and that high, not going much of anywhere. When I come to the swing lines, I don't know why these numbers have ended up there, but something happened. We've got higher lows, higher highs. The market for the first time has thrown out a new buy signal on the swing line. It happened with the market over the 18-day average of closes. Therefore, it's a bull signal. Where could the market go? Well, the other moving averages are very far away. I don't think those are the numbers. I think it's more likely to be the upper Bollinger Band, along with, on the weekly chart, the weekly 18-day average of closes. Look at both. If you can maintain the rally, that's where I think you're going. The rally fails completely if you get under 37.43.75. But there's something else. Momentum is still pointing up. Not embedded, but pointing up. So I think you've got a shot at getting to those higher prices. The biggest question for you, do you want to go through Friday's jobs data? That'll be the roughest thing that you have to decide. Excuse me there. This is still the remnant of the COVID. When I look at the NASDAQ, higher lows, higher highs, bullish. Momentum up, not overbought. The market finally closed over the 18-day average of closes. Like the S&P, the upside targets wherever the upper Bollinger Band is. In the Dow, not in love with this chart as much as the others. It's been having trouble. It is over that 18-day average and the trend is up. So let's talk the theme. The theme is that the market's got higher lows, higher highs, and prices are over the 18-day average. That's friendly. Nothing is overbought at this point. And in the Russell, similar theme. Yesterday, not today, yesterday you closed over the 18-day average, you're holding it. So all three are good, and you don't want to take out the reaction lows that you had 2 days ago when we got back from the holiday. That's, to me, the key in the marketplace. If you don't, I'm looking for Bollinger Bands and the 18-week moving average of closes to be the resistance. In the VIX, you broke down. Assign the market what's to what. Possibly come into these lows. I'm disturbed about it in one area. You're oversold. Oversold doesn't beguile me to want to get bearish on it and put out new money to the short side because of that particular part. When we get to the bonds, I wrote in this morning's update that, I think that you're at the point right now where by fighting this upper Bollinger Band and not able to embed, you've got a problem and you can correct. So far, not bad. That's what I put in my newsletter. I'm seeing that in the 10-year notes and the 5-year. But the simple fact of life is it's a difficult call in front of the jobs data and how the market's going to react. The next real big numbers for the reports are going to be July 26th and 27th, the Fed meeting, the FOMC meeting. Breakout in the dollar index out of the upper Bollinger Band 2 days in a row and closing each day with higher highs, higher closes in the top quadrants. You'd have to get under this low, probably right here, to tell me, it was a bull trap and no more than that. Barring that, would I ever tell you or anyone I know to buy over a Bollinger Band? I'll give you the secret. No, you never do that. Only 5% of the time do you stay over or under bands. I want to be with the house. I don't want to be in the 5%. You be the hero. I want to be the guy in the 95 percentile. And the flip-flop's true in the euro, as it's had a breakout to the downside, not embedded though. I'd be very patient. British pound, did you see Boris Johnson at the Parliament TV? I watched it. I think he's on his last leg. Everybody around him is resigning. He's a heck of a fighter. How he picked Mr. Pincher, knowing the background of the sexual allegations, is beyond me. Knowing that his enemies are looking for him to do anything wrong. This was clearly not the smartest move you could have done. He's got his hands full. Unlike America, where we vote in a president, the ruling party decides who they're going to have as the prime minister. So very important to understand how it works. Can they just throw him out? They could if they changed the rules. But I think it's only once every 12 months or so. I'm not an expert on it, but I think it's every 12 or short term like that. Can you have a no confidence vote? They'd have to change the rules to do it. They could do that. We'll see. But he's losing people left and right. Bitcoin. Okay, you lost the embedded reading. I'm still looking to see if you can get up to 21,154, the 18-day average. I don't see anything fresh to do in this market. I realize it's firm after firm that we're hearing about. I think it was Voyager today, or Voyager is it called? I'm not up on every one of these names. They're going out of business. So these crypto lenders are just going boom. They're falling to the wayside. That's what happens when you take a market just recently, up near 50,000, and you've halved it, more than halved it. And the fallout is immense, all right? Will we get a further wash up? You're running out of momentum. You've run out of momentum, past tense. I had told my clients yesterday, not today, I want no part of the short side now. And it was a nice ride. That's how I look at it. Not every trade I make is a winner. Believe me, not every trade is a winner. Brent versus WTI crude, nice correction. Why? Well, the president's going hat in hand to talk to the OPEC members, basically, via the Saudis. Hey, guys, please produce more oil. Help us out. We need a lot more. Yeah, we're not going to produce more in America. We're green. We need you to do it because you're not green. Oh, and the rest of the world, they're going to go to coal. But you know how clean coal is. So we'll do coal. So all of our green partners in Europe, they're going to need your oil too. Does this make sense to you, any of what I've just said? This is craziness. When we get to the crude, it has fallen out of bed. Another commodity fallen out of bed. You're not up here at 120. You're at 99.70. And of course, the bears have come out in mass talking $80. The diehard bulls, no, nothing has changed. We're going back to 140. Ira doesn't know. It's really that simple. It's hard to want to be short down here for me until you decide to embed. The play has been made. I think the short covering should have been done 48 hours ago at the combination of the 100-day average and the lower Bollinger Band. Beyond that, I'll let you own it. I don't want to play that market. I see the same identical thing in the WTI, and I see the same identical thing in the gasoline market. Look at how this market is coming down right through there. Gasoline prices, you watch. I told you, Gas Buddy's going to start dropping them away. I was looking at the spread according to reports I was reading today. I wanted to know how much the service stations supposedly, I want to use this. There's terms they use for when you buy at wholesale and what you do in retail and the cost of transporting it. I read 59 cents a gallon. That seems awfully high. I don't know if there's truth to it or not. If you know, put it out on YouTube. I'd like to see that myself. But that would be something. And in that gas, until you get hot, there's no hope for this market. None. Europe needs this dramatically. We have no means to get it to them. Every ship we can use is going. We lost a port, 16% of what we can export. How else are you going to get it to them from America? And that means that as we're producing, we have more of this on hand. The good news is in America, our prices are down and down hard. The bad thing is our European partners are the other way. Let's talk about my newsletter instead of anything else. My newsletter, what I like about it and what I do is I put it out twice a day. Now, I know a lot of you get my morning subscriber video, but you're not getting my written commentary. In it, I cover, like I'm talking, how much the service stations are making on gallons of gas, what the crack spread has been making, where we're at. And I start throwing out ideas for you that you don't get in other places. And I plant the seeds there. Then I back it up with written recommendations that are sometimes, excuse me, in addition to what I do in my morning video. I'm so sorry that I'm coughing there, but nothing I can do about it. I either stop doing this or I do them. The whole combination I want to give you for free for 2 weeks. It's simple. If you haven't tried it, all you need to do, and it's so simple, you go to our website. Under free offers, it's there, or you can take your cursor, move it up on this, just move it to the top, give it a click, and away you go. I'm Ira Epstein, apologizing. I'm doing my best. You have a great day. Talk to you all later.